We're back in the kitchen this morning with holistic nutritionist and owner of Nourish restaurant, Kirsten Carey, and certified personal trainer, Anthony DeNoble, and he's the owner of All In Fitness and Wellness. Look at these guns. Can you believe he's a vegan? You've been a vegan for several years, and both of you are fantastic. I hope you have a notepad, folks, because they are teaching us how to be and live a plant-based protein diet, healthy. Because there's a difference, right? There is a difference. Because going vegan is not good for all people, because I know you, Kirsten, you couldn't do it.
I did it for quite a while, and I needed some animal protein back in my diet. So to me, as a holistic nutritionist, we find what works for the person, not necessarily just follow this diet and then that's the end of it.
Right.
But no matter what you're doing with your proteins, the majority of your diet should be plant-based, whole foods, non-GMO, organic, and a lot of green in your diet.
A lot of green. Okay, and we're making cheesy rice, and it smells like cheese in here. I wish we had smell-o-vision and you could stick your nose up, because it really does smell like cheese, and you're not using any cheese.
We're not using any cheese. So what we're going to do is actually finish the chia seed refresher. That's just raspberries, lemon juice, and water. And then we also had the pre-done gelled chia seed. So Anthony's just mixing that with regular water. And then he's going to add in the gelled chia seed.
And how long, again, does the seed need to go into the water?
30 minutes, but we did this one overnight just so it would expand as much. But it'll expand up to 12 times its size. Put that in the refrigerator. You can just shake it up a little. And the little one that you can see right there is one that we already did. If you want to try it, feel free.
I would love
I love those. I love those little containers because you can do a whole bunch of them at once, and they'll last several days. Drink it.
Okay.
And they'll last several days. So that's got protein in it. It's got omega-3s. It has pretty much everything you want, and a little bit of...
Can you add this to a smoothie, like if you were doing a smoothie?
Absolutely.
Okay, because that's really great. And this I had eaten earlier. That was like tapioca pudding. It was dreamy. And that was the chia seed mixed in as more like a pudding consistency.
And now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some rice. This is actually going to be a little bit of garlic, a little bit of coconut oil, a little bit of salt. We needed a little bit of water, but I'm going to skip that because apparently we don't have any of that left. A little bit of mustard.
Okay.
Actually, you know, you can give me a little bit of the milk that's over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
And this, it's really great because so many families want to cook ahead of time, you know, especially for the family. And you have a big rice cooker, so you can make this ahead of time, right?
Yep.
And just keep it in the rice cooker or in the fridge.
Yep. And what we just did was walnut milk. Literally, all it was walnuts and water in a high-powered blender.
Okay.
This is the magic cheesy sauce.
Yes.
Now, this is nutritional yeast. It's one of Anthony's favorite things. Anthony, why do you love it?
It is a complete protein.
I can just step out of the kitchen. I'll just moonwalk. You two have it. I love it. I love it. I love it. But they are a team. You really are a team. I mean, and you have to find things that you love, and you have to be able to enjoy it. It has to taste good.
Yes.
Exactly
It has to taste good, and it is a complete protein.
And then a little bit of lemon, because you need that little bit of acid to give it that kind of cheese kind of kick. And then what we did ahead of time, if you look in here, we did some wild rice. Now, wild rice is actually a grass and not a grain, and it has more protein in it. So this is what the rice looked like ahead of time.
So this was the cooked.
But it takes about an hour to cook, not that quick, you know, minute rice. But there's more nutritional value in it. So I would highly recommend going with the wild rice.
And over time, we were saying, you might spend a little more on the front end to get organic or to get the real deal. But the way it's going to make you feel, it's going to keep you fuller longer.
Satiating.
Yeah,
and the nutrient per calorie cost is greater than non-organic.
Oh, that looks good. And that's the cheese sauce.
That is the cheese sauce.
That's the cheese rice. And very quickly, I want you to teach us, Anthony, for all of you moms and dads out there who you've heard the term GMO, we talked about it, that's genetically modified organism. He's going to teach us a secret on how to find out whether something has a GMO or is organic. What should we look for on our produce?
That is correct. There's a sticker on the fruit or vegetable that begins with a number. If the number begins with a 4, it's used traditional farming methods. If it begins with a 9, it's organic. If it begins with an 8, it's a GMO.
So 4, 9, 8. 8 is the trigger. That's the key. That's the one we want to avoid if we can, if we're trying to avoid it. GMOs. Okay, thank you for that. You guys are like, I'm telling you, I told you needed a notepad so you can take notes.
So all the hidden protein in here is in the rice.
Terry, come in here and taste this.
The hidden protein in the rice, and the spinach has a ton of protein in it, and then we just also sprinkled a little bit of your favorite hemp hemp seed on
You
here
heard it
as
right,
well,
hemp
which is
seed.
another way to kick in a bunch of protein into your vegan
And you
dishes.
guessed it, complete protein.
Complete protein. He loves his complete proteins.
That is good.
It
And
looks-
where do you get these ingredients?
You can pick them up at Sprouts, Whole Foods. I mean, most of the
Most
stores are
supermarkets.
getting it now, so
Yeah,
most of the
most
general
supermarkets
supermarkets are
carry this
getting it.
stuff.
Well, they've been so kind. They left the
Welcome. Do you like it?
recipes for you on
Yeah.
sonoranliving.com. Thank you so much for being here.